my grandfather drove to Corunna, Michigan to see my aunt and uncle and cousins that lived up there. With his daughter.
That was your first big trip.
Yeah. I don't know how old I was, but I can remember it. I remember it because they lived in a really older house.
And explain who they are.
The relatives, the Quayle relatives.
So your aunt's family.
Yeah, lived in a really old house where the windows came all the way down to the floor. And no screen, so if you opened the window,
you fell out.
You could fall out. But I had never seen a house with something like that. And it just fascinated me. But I was also afraid of it. I didn't want to get too close to the window. Of course, the window was shut for fear I might fall out. Irrational fear. Just go near the window.
So any highlights of that trip other than the windows? And who were you there to see and what were you there to do?
My mother's sister, Ann Quayle, and her husband, Jim Quayle, and my two cousins, Bill and Mary. And we'd gone up, we had gone up there because the Quayle side of the family, my Uncle Jim's side, his father had died. So that's why we were up there. And
you never had a road trip like that before?
No.
You'd never gone in the car and drive?
I was probably pretty young. But I remember it because I'd never done anything like that. And we stopped in a city called Vermilion. And we had lunch there, which was a big treat because when I was little, you didn't go out to eat. You know, so to go out to eat was a big deal.
And that's Vermilion, Ohio.
Vermilion, Ohio, yeah. So, which is still there, still a town. And I remember that and riding in my grandfather's car. He had a Hupmobile. Hupmobile.
Hup?
Yeah.
H-U-P?
Mobile. I never liked that car because the upholstery was a mohair. And when your skirt or shorts or something, it was real scratchy. But then he went to Buicks. He always bought a Buick. And it was a Buick we went up to Michigan in. And
because you had two cars.
Yeah, and he didn't buy a Cadillac because he said if you owned a Cadillac, if you went anywhere, the price of anything that was done to the car went up. So he always had Buicks. All the cars he had were Buicks. So I remember that, and I remember eating, and I remember being excused from the table we were sitting at in this little restaurant and going over to the windows, and I could look out onto Lake Erie.
Oh, nice. Nice.
So that was a big thing, big. Because, you know, when I was little, people didn't travel like they do now.
So it was a major undertaking to decide to take a trip of that distance.
Yeah.
From Cleveland to Corunna. And Corunna is where again?
The middle of the Lower Peninsula of Michigan. It's about 15 miles from Flint.
Ah, okay.
You know.
Interesting.
And the Corunna was right outside of Owasso, which was the county seat, but still wasn't very big. But it's where Governor Dewey came from.
And that's where Uncle Jim was...
The district attorney.
District attorney, right.
Yeah.
Right.
He took Dewey's place when he left. Oops, somebody got shot.